And David would tell the worship team, sit there and start there. And David himself would start dancing. And by the end of the worship, God's power, God blesses, God glory, God deliverance is burning the house. The house is on fire because God has come for his people. Bible says we have been given the key of David through Christ. Christ is the key of David. We can call heaven. We can provoke heaven into our marriage, heaven to our children, heaven to our situations that are tough. We have the key of Christ is the key of David, the key that opens every door. Rejection is not a thing of yesterday. Even David was rejected. David was?
Oh, he was.
Every man who is in this book as a great man,
Yes.
man of valor, mighty man, because the mightiness I'm talking about, it is not the strength of going to gym. Because even when you go to gym, you still die. I say you got everything. Your destiny is on your hand. You can command your life. You can command the life of your children. You can command what will happen in your life. Every wilderness, you can overcome it because you got the key of David. And Jesus Christ is the key of David. Bible says in the book of 1 Corinthians, and I believe chapter 15 and verse 17, thanks be to God who help us to overcome or to triumph through Christ. We will always triumph. Tell your neighbor, you will always triumph. You will always overcome. You will always be victorious. Everything about you will go well because of Jesus. And saying it will go well, I'm not saying you drive a big car. That is not the message I'm preaching. I'm saying you have peace. I'm saying you have joy. I'm saying your family will stand. I'm saying your things will work out. It is not about what you have. Sometimes you can have everything with you, but you are a very miserable man. Praise the name of the Lord. By the way, those people who are extremely wealthy are extremely miserable. Because God wants to prove one thing. It is not about anything earthly. It is about our spirits. Wealth is not the answer. Wives are not the answers. Husbands are not the answers. Children are not the answers. Money is not the answer. Jesus is the answer. Christ is the answer. Praise the name of the Lord. Don't go looking for answers on money. Money is not going to answer our questions. A lot of people who have got it are very miserable. Does that mean? I hear places he's been. I knew he had money, not in Africa, not even here. Praise the name of the Lord. But he can attest, he has lived long enough. He can tell us money is not the answer. Having big chunks of land is not the answer. Doing buildings, those you are doing in Africa that you don't sleep. A lot of you build in Africa, you don't sleep. And you never stay in those houses, not even as equity. Other people are helping themselves with those buildings. I'm not saying you don't build. You can continue building. It's a good thing. It's a good thing to do. I also do them. But I'll tell you, they are not the answer. They are not. You finish the first one, you think I'll be a happy man. Problem will come raining like rain. Because buildings don't answer all questions. Alright? Jesus does answer all questions. Listen to me, child of God. I'm not saying you be poor, but Jesus stayed away from these things. Jesus stayed away from the wealth is heavy. That's for another day. I'm not saying you don't do them. But I'm saying don't have sleepless night because you're not having a building like your neighbor is having. Don't have sleepless night because you're not driving the car your neighbor is driving. Don't have sleepless night because you're not wearing the palm that your neighbor is wearing, or you the hair or the weave or the jacket or the suit. Those things don't fulfill. Praise the name of the Lord. Ask me, I've been there too. Praise the name of the Lord. I used to live in a house, and I've finished. I grew up in a house that had no roof. My sister can attest to that. Our houses back in the day, we used to do a nail, and then we would coil a nail. That is the rock. If somebody gets anointed from outside, they don't even need to knock. They just need to kick it. The door front open quickly, and they are in. But you have nothing close in there. If they come, they will fight you, and you have nothing except probably the pajamas and one old shirt, or old dress, or something. Old. Who have got interest in those things? Praise the name of the Lord. And you would sleep like babies. We would sleep. Some of the beds. It is grass, cut, put in a bag, in a tandazo vizuri. I'm telling you, sleep, and even tomorrow morning people will be waking you up. Wake up. I remember even to go to sleep back in my day. Mom sometimes used to pour water on us because we couldn't wake up from those beds. Today you sleep on them, you say that grass is piercing me. Praise the name of the Lord. And ukiamuka umetoda umehevi. Amen. It's not about what we are using. It's about what we have in our lives. God took care of us. Today, some of you, if some people can come to your bedroom, they would just open your mouth and never close. The bed is like a old bed. The mattress is this big. But the whole night you are like this. You sleep in the morning. No sleep. Because sleep is not about the bed you sleep on. Sleep is a matter of the heart. And Bible says to his beloved, he gave them good sleep. It doesn't talk about what you are sleeping on. It's a gift. Some of you are taking pills to sleep now. My goodness, Pastor, pray for me. And don't fail to come for prayer because I say this. Because I can't sleep. And yet, the bed you have is a bed everybody will look and say, I want to sleep here. You can do it. You can do it. This man purposed. They are not going to put me down. And he started seeking God. Even when he went to Toab, he sought God. He walked right with God. And man, I'm telling you, God had to turn things around. God has got you. Tell your neighbor, God has got you. Mungu ni wa kichekesho. Anaweza chekeza. He made sure the same people who kicked them out, the same people who kicked him out are the same people who get him. And they will come saluting and singing. Same thing with Joseph. Same thing with Joseph. The same brothers who kicked Joseph out, they are the same ones who went looking for help from who? They are going to come. They are going to come looking